Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. We're so happy you're here. We're going to talk some travel. Yay! Isn't that exciting? I'm so excited to do it. My co-explorer and always happy person next to me here, Amy Long.
Hi.
We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And wouldn't you know it, we're talking love. We're talking love, Las Vegas style, baby. And not in the way that you might think initially. So this is what?
That could go a lot of directions.
Vegas and love can go a lot of different directions.
Is love the right word for that, though?
Romance.
Okay.
Romance is probably a better word before anyone interjects anything. Because, well, you can find anything here in Las Vegas. You really can. Or at least on the outskirts of Vegas, although they are shutting those down. But we are talking about romance. Some of the best restaurants in the city with the best views of the strip and all the twinkly lights and beautiful things like that. And also a lot of cocktail bars and rooftop bars with gorgeous views to really give you that, I don't know, what do they call that? Je ne sais pas. Sorry for my French speaking. I actually said nothing there.
It's just mumbo jumbo.
It's just, that's 99% of this show, just mumbo jumbo. We're just making it up. The points don't matter. So talking, Vegas, we get over 50 million visitors every single year in Vegas, and that number is growing. They thought pandemic times would slow it down. It did for a tick, and then people came back with a vengeance. And now we're expected to exceed 60 million visitors per year here in the next 2 to 3 years. It's a very exciting time to be at the city because there are literally tourists everywhere. They're knocking on your door, wondering if they can use your bathroom. You're like, no.
This has happened to us.
This has happened to us. Like, well, where did you come from?
We live nowhere near the strip.
And which makes it that much more exciting. So they really are everywhere, and we do, for the most part, love 99.9% of you that stay on the strip and spend your money. The other percent of you, well, we'll
go
find
back
a
to
place.
The strip, please.
Please go back there. No, you cannot use my bathroom.
But so I think this brings up a good point. Most of the people traveling here, do you think they're traveling to celebrate an occasion? Or they're traveling for business or healthy mix?
I think we have a wonderful mix of people. One, you have people that are coming here for whatever the occasion is, guys' weekend, bachelorette parties, whatever. And then we do have a lot of conventions. We have a ton of conventions, CES and these kind of big tech conventions and everything throughout the year. And they draw millions of people from around the world. And then you have people that are just like, bro, Vegas can't handle us, bro. They've never seen so many bros in button-down shirts from JCPenney like us.
With their sunglasses on the
with
back
their
of their
sunglasses on the back of their head, doing their best Guy Fieri. Hey, yeah, you're right. We can't handle you, bro. Go put your $20 on the roulette table and leave us alone. No. We love it. But so this is, again, we've lost focus. Romance. Finding romance.
My point was, I think people come here to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Yes. And some people come here to get married. So, sometimes you are looking for a romantic spot to have a drink or a dinner.
We have $1 billion wedding industry in Vegas alone. We have so many weddings here. And I know we've done an episode in the past about fun Vegas weddings that you can check out. Find us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. And, there's cannabis weddings. There's, you can get married by Elvis. You can get married to Elvis. You can get married, kicking Elvis. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff. Jumping off things, blowing stuff up, shooting guns, anyway, there's so many different ways to say I love you or intend romance in whatever kind of way you want. We're going to hook you up with some of our favorite places. Now, you recently wrote a couple of different articles that are on fullmetaltraveler.com. You can check out about finding most dates start with a drink.
Right.
An adult beverage of some kind.
Or they end with a drink.
There you go. A nightcap of some sort. Some of your favorite cocktail lounges with a view.
Right. So that's what I was focusing on is if you're coming to Vegas and you want to have a drink with a view, meaning you might be looking at the Strip, you might be looking at the beautiful mountains and the sunset. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But we have a lot of options. I mean, you can go to our website and check them out. I think we have around a dozen or so listed there of our favorites. And we've gone to many of these places, so we can attest that these are great. I think probably one of my favorites is the bar at Paris. It used to be called Chateau, and now it has recently been renamed and rebranded as Cherie Rooftop. But it is basically inside the Las Vegas Eiffel Tower. But it's an open-air bar, and you are overlooking the Strip. And it is just, it's like being in Paris and Vegas at the same time. It's lovely. It's nice. I mean, it's just a really different atmosphere than a lot of places you'll get here in Vegas.
And people in Paris are very angry
I'm
at you
sure,
right now.
but you know what? We're not on in Paris, so.
Whatever. But that in that location, you're also talking a prime view of the world famous Bellagio fountains and those shows that go on in the evenings. And also just the energy of being like right square in the middle of the Strip.
Right.
And everything that's happening around there. You got, views north, south, everywhere you look. So it's a whole different feel. And man, it can be pretty romantic.
It's one of my favorites, really. One that you've talked about us going to from the time we moved here was the Foundation Room.
Yeah.
And I know, that's kind of, I think a lot of people when they come here, that's number one on their list because it's kind of that iconic bar with the view on the south end of the Strip. So it's in Mandalay Bay. I think it's on the 65th floor or something. And it's looking, basically it's a view up the Strip. So at night when everything's lit up and all fancy and the sun's setting, you can't really beat that view, can you?
No, that is a favorite for people who, especially New Year's or July 4th, whenever they're doing a lot of fireworks on the Strip. People like to rent out booths there and watch because you get a completely unobstructed view of the Strip and everything that's going on. And it really is a nice evening out, for whether it's Valentine's or just an anniversary or whatever. It's a good place.
Right. Well, and if you want a view, kind of the same view, but from the opposite end of the Strip, you can go up and to the Strat. I think it's called 108 Drinks because it's on the 108th floor. And to be honest, the bar itself is pretty basic. It's not fancy, but you're not there for the decor in the bar. You're there for the 360-degree views of Las Vegas.
The Las Vegas Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, you let us know you're coming and we'll blink our lights on and off, so we'll wave at you while you're up there. But it's so beautiful, the valley at night, because you're surrounded by these dark mountains and then boom, just the Las Vegas Valley, and then you have the Strip and all of that. It's, and then there's Top of the World restaurant that's right there as well. And I know we'll get into restaurants in a little bit, but yeah, these, 3 solid ones so far. Yeah. I like that.
Well, and something that's not necessarily a bar, but is still a drink excursion with a view. I don't know what else to call it. Is the high roller observation wheel. Basically, there's these pods that you get in, and I think they hold roughly 20-ish people, and you can go around. I think it takes, 30-ish
about
minutes?
Half an hour,
to go around. So it's a great way to get a view of the city. But certain pods have a bar in it with a bartender. So you can go around and get the view and have a couple of drinks while you're doing it. So if you pay for the entry into what they call happy half-hour pod, you automatically get drinks included.
Oh, that's fun. That's like a little adventure night. You can go up there if you're deathly afraid of heights like I am and love to be claustrophobic. Just get one of these pods. It's a great, I know I'm selling that really wonderful. It's actually a wonderful experience. The high roller.
You've done it.
I know, I've done it. The observation wheel at the high roller is a wonderful time, and they do have certain ones that do have the drinks where you can do that. So we're going to give you more romantic spots here in the city. It's love Las Vegas style, right? Stay right here on Scale Travel Show.
Unskilled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying.
For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. Be sure to check us out, fullmetaltraveler.com. You'll find all of our past episodes and interviews and articles, especially like ones we're talking about today, which is romantic spots, romantic restaurants with a view, and some of them unique dining experiences. And of course, we're going to give you a couple of classic romantic spots as we talk about love, Las Vegas style. We're coming to you from the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios here in beautiful Las Vegas. And every once in a while, we do these Las Vegas episodes because, yes, we live here. Yes, we record our show here. But also, you know, it's just a fun city. It's one of those cities that everyone around the world knows. And at some point, I think if you travel even a little bit, that one day you'll visit too and lose your wallet.
Well, remember when we were in Paris and we were in an Uber and on the radio came a commercial for Las Vegas, and the guy was like, "Oh, Las Vegas, have you ever been?" And we're like, "We live there."
And the guy was amazed.
He was. He had so many questions for us.
He was so amazed. And it's fun. It's a fun city. And he did not turn back around to face traffic ever again, which scared just the bejesus out of me. He just kept turning around, just looking in the back seat, amazed that we were from a place. Because we sound like we're from nowhere. But we are talking, you know, we just gave you a few romantic or, you know, nicer places. You know, maybe you're doing the anti-romance thing. Maybe you're coming in on a Valentine's Day or something, which I think is only big in the United States.
I don't know.
What do they call it in the United Kingdom? I tolerate you day, something like that. Whatever. If you're doing an I tolerate you day, if you're having a cheeky good time with them, then, you know, we gave you the high roller observation. Well, I know I'm getting hate mail. We were talking about the Foundation Room. We were talking about the Cherie rooftop bar at the fake Eiffel Tower that we have here. It's a real tower, but it's just
it's not the Eiffel Tower.
If you are ever confused. So now we're going to talk about the real Eiffel Tower because it's one of the best restaurants in our city with an incredible view.
I think people consider the Eiffel Tower restaurant in Las Vegas as the most romantic restaurant in the city. Anytime I ask somebody local, what's the most romantic restaurant in the city, that's what they say. If you Google it, it is on every single list of most romantic restaurants in the city. And I was lucky enough for my birthday for you to take me there.
Uh-huh.
And we sat at the famous table right there in the corner. What's the name of the table?
Table 56?
Something like that. Yeah. It has a name. It is right there on the corner, so you are the closest you can possibly get to the Bellagio fountains, and you have that view, and you kind of get special service. You get special service.
They were patting me on the back the entire night, like, "Hey, good job, bro." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, right? How much is this going to cost me?" And they just kept saying, "No, don't think about that." I cried at the end of the night, but it's a wonderful place. No, because you can have good atmosphere and even good service, but if the food stinks, then your whole evening is shot. That's what sets it apart, is that its food is phenomenal, really great. In a city full of specialty restaurants run by world famous and Michelin star chefs from around the world, its food stands out and has been a classic, on the Strip for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it really does come with those views and those experiences that you really can't get a whole lot of other places. The fountains and the view and everything, just kind of like we were talking about Cherie. So that would be a really fun evening to start at Cherie Rooftop Bar, get an adult beverage or something like that, or vice versa, get the restaurant and then have a nightcap there before heading off to the rest of your evening.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Eiffel Tower, so it's Paris, and I mean, most people consider Paris the most romantic city in the world, so it kind of makes sense that that's like number one on the list of most romantic restaurants.
Okay, what would be Number 2 in the city.
That's hard because there's a lot that I really like, but I like them for different reasons. If we're going to stick with restaurants with a view, I mean, we've already talked about the Strat and the bar on floor 108, but they have the Top of the World restaurant also there, which is, if you've never been, it's the rotating restaurant. So you can, there's 2 different types of seats. You can sit on the outer ring, which is the part that rotates, or if that freaks you out, you can sit in one of the inner tables, which stays stationary. But if you're on the outer ring, the entire outside is windows, and you get a 360 view while you eat dinner of Las Vegas.
It's incredible. And we've been to this one. We've also been to the one in Vancouver, which is just an unparalleled. I think what separates Top of the World and Eiffel Tower is the food a little bit.
Right.
The food at Top of the World is good, but it didn't separate itself out like Eiffel Tower has and some of these other restaurants have. You're really going up there for, number one, the service was excellent. Has nothing to do with the service. That was spot on. And most of these places, I mean, that's part of it. You're going to get that spot on service. But, you know, the unobstructed views of the valley is something crazy.
Right. Yeah. Well, if you're thinking of restaurants with a view, romantic restaurants of the view, you have to talk about the Bellagio because they have the fountains, but they have 5 or 6 restaurants on the front of the hotel that all face the fountains. So if you're sitting in any of these, you can watch the fountain show. There's several good ones that we've been to, but the one that I think is probably the most interesting is the Lago hotel or restaurant. Sorry, because they specifically have a dinner for 2 on their menu. That's to promote, you know, romance and love and all that stuff.
How'd you make that face, man? What's that about? Lago. And that is Italian. Is that Italian food? Yeah, let's see. Come on. There you go. I love it.
You caught me off guard. Sorry. Okay. I'm making faces over here.
So Lago, they serve a genuine general food substance?
It is Italian food, yes. But their dinner for 2, it's called the Lover's Experience.
Wow. So, that is one of my least favorite words. Lovers. Come on.
I think Saturday Night Live ruined it for a lot of people.
The lovers.
And then also another one that I love, Italian food also, is Scarpetta at Cosmo. I love the Cosmo. It's one of my favorite casinos at Scarpetta. It also has views of Bellagio fountains. I mean, honestly, you can't not look at the fountains. So a lot of restaurants do face it.
But wait, no, real quick. Go back to Lago. What else is on the lovers on the that dinner?
So if you get the Lover's Experience at Lago, you're not just getting the meal. It also comes with a dozen roses on the table and a professional photographer to take a photo of the 2 of you. So it's a whole experience. It's not just a meal.
Okay. So this is for the main event. This is not for the side attractions that you might have in your life.
Do you want photographic evidence?
Do you want evidence that this happened? You don't bring your side piece here because there's going to be pictures. That is just a warning. Hey, it's romance Las Vegas style, all right? When we come back, I don't know. If you decide to join us, we're going to have more unique romantic dining experiences. Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Hey travelers, it's Amy with the Full Metal Traveler, and you're listening to the Unscaled Travel Show. For all of our past episodes and guest interviews, you can find us at fullmetaltraveler.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. So grateful that you're joining us, especially after the lunacy. We are talking romance in Las Vegas. We're coming to you from Las Vegas in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studios. And we do things a little bit different in Vegas. When it comes to romance, there's all kinds, no matter how you celebrate your romance, I should say that. There are thrills, there are chills, there are wonderful ways to experience romance in this city. But we're talking the gastronomy side. We're talking food. We're talking drinks and cocktails with a view. we just kind of went over a few different restaurants that offer those unique views of the city. Now we're kind of moving on to unique romantic dining experiences. And when I say Vegas has different experiences, it could go from like the old kind of what you may consider like the old Vegas lounge era. You know, back in the day when you get a ticket to see Frank Sinatra, but you also got a whole chicken to eat while you got to see old Blue Eyes, you know, or Elvis up there doing his thing, but you got a bottle of wine as well, you know. So it kind of harkens back into that. And then there's other unique ones, including where you can dine library style for those that are bookish and like that kind of atmosphere. So let's begin right there with the Mayfair Supper Club, one of the more unique places in the city.
Yeah, so I think a few years ago in Vegas, supper clubs kind of made a resurgence. And if you don't know what a supper club is, think back to those movies from like the 50s and early 60s where people would go to dinner and there would be a show and there'd be singers and dancers and they'd have the orchestra. It's more than just a dining experience. It's an evening out. And so supper clubs started popping up in Vegas. And one that we've gone to is the Mayfair Supper Club in the Bellagio.
Right.
We didn't know what to expect when we went there. It was not long after it opened, and we looked for reviews. There were some, and they were really great. So we're like, yeah, let's go check this out. And it was interesting. I mean, I had a really good time with you. But what it was not clear was that there's kind of two different shows. There's a more like classic show during the evening, and then on Friday and Saturday nights, I think after 11, it turns a little bit more. What's the word?
It becomes more club-like, more risque.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
would
a good
probably be
word for it.
the right word, and wasn't clear in the in any of the notes or anything. So the first one, you're going to have the lounge singers and the acts and the these things, and the singer, and we caught a little bit of the end of the act. It's Vegas. You're going to have the very best singers. You're going to have the best entertainers, in the world. And she was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And really, blown away. People were like standing up and giving standing ovations for the singing. And it's old lounge style piano, little drum set, but nothing overly fancy. And of course, sequin gowns, and it looks like $1 million in there. And man, it's a really fun experience. The after dark part, the Mayfair, they call it that, Mayfair After Dark, is more
Vegas.
Is more what you would consider Vegas now.
Yeah.
It is contortionists and people doing acrobatics and all in the skimpiest of wares.
Right.
Which some people have certain feelings about exposed skin next to their
their
food. $90 steak. But a lot of people look really happy.
Yeah.
And it was a very unique experience.
I think for us.
And the food was pretty good.
Yeah. I think for us, particularly because we did go for a special occasion, we would have preferred to have been there for more of the main show as opposed to the After Dark show, because it was you and I celebrating something.
Yeah.
But it was still a really cool experience, and I would definitely go back. And like even the venue itself is really neat because the stage is in the middle and the tables surround it. So they're singing to everyone in all directions. And then you do also, because it's Bellagio, have the fountains on the one side that face out. But it's a really cool venue. The decor in there is really neat. I think kind of like old-timey
Even
Art
if you stop
Deco.
into the bar looks amazing. And you can find it online, the Mayfair Supper Club inside Bellagio. Now, moving on to a place called Lakeside.
Yeah, so Lakeside is in the Wynn. And if you didn't know this, the Wynn actually has a real lake on the backside of it. It's a 3-acre lake with trees surrounding it on the side that the hotel doesn't sit on. And so the Lakeside restaurant actually is like a patio restaurant that sits out and looks out over the lake. And in the evenings, they do shows on the lake, and there's like lights, and they call it a multimedia performance theater. I'm not even going to pretend.
Oozes romance. Just, I love it.
But it's just like, it's, again, a really unique experience in Vegas because there's not too much water in the desert. And so you get to sit out on this patio overlooking this lake and see the show along, and most of the tables are smaller. They are set more for intimate tables for two. So it's just kind of a nice change of pace from the rest of the city.
It sounds like it because, like you said, water, and especially lakes, are at a premium here. But the Wynn is probably year in and year out the top resort in Vegas as far as ultra luxury. There are other luxurious places that keep popping up. The latest one being the Fontainebleau that offer or say they offer these huge luxurious experiences. But year in, year out, people flock to the Wynn because you know what you're going to get. And that's the very best of everything. Which some people, if you're doing Vegas on a budget, probably not the Wynn.
Right.
But Lakeside is one of those unique experiences that you can only get there. And the service is just amazing.
Food's incredible.
The food is incredible. So it really does kind of set the tone for the rest of the evening. Whatever else you have planned, it's anchored by that.
Yeah, and then staying in theme with the water, it is a seafood restaurant. So
there you go.
You know, whether you like seafood or not, that may factor into if you go to Lakeside.
Tasty seafood in the middle of the desert. What will they think of next? Oh, this is the thing that they thought of next. The Nomad Library Restaurant.
Which I love this. I'm a big reader. You know this. I write books. I love books. I love the library. And this is a restaurant inside a library. It's so cool. I love it. It's like that old school classic library. It's actually inspired by a library from Nomad of New York. Like, you know how the neighborhoods have different names? Mm-hmm. There's a neighborhood called Nomad, and they had a library there that has since shut down. But this is what that library looked like. So they basically rebuilt that library here and put dining tables in it, and you can eat amongst this gorgeous library.
You know, it ticks me off, man. For years we were told no eating in the library, no drinking in the library. And then Vegas says, you know what? No, we're going to offer a romantic luxury dining experience inside of a library because we can, because we're Vegas. You just kind of thumb your nose at people.
Well, I think that's what Vegas is all about, thumbing your nose at other people sometimes.
Are there any that we may have left off there? I mean, you're talking about these three with the unique dining experience. What would be a good nightcap for that real quick? Maybe a speakeasy.
Oh,
maybe
right. Somewhere
like the laundry room.
Right.
Might be a great, if you're going to go from the Nomad Library restaurant, the laundry room might be a good nightcap for it.
It might be, or even if you're just looking for something unique, the Legacy Club rooftop at Circa, bars of gold. There's just displays of bars of gold in the cocktail lounge. Where else are you going to see that?
Hey man, that sounds exciting to me. It sounds like romance, the way Vegas intended, right? That's what we're talking about. Unscaled Travel Show. We'll be right back.
Unscaled Travel Show is brought to you by Diamondback Land Surveying. For all your land surveying needs, contact Diamondback Land Surveying at 702-823-DBLS.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Unscaled Travel Show. I'm Jeremy Long, the Full Metal Traveler. Find us online, fullmetaltraveler.com. That's where you're going to find our past episodes, interviews, hidden maps in case you want to steal the Declaration of Independence, find some treasure somewhere. You're going to find that all right there. And of course, we're drawing a lot of what we're talking about today on articles that we've assembled on the website. Romantic restaurants with a view, unique dining experiences, some of the best cocktail bars and speakeasies. You can find all of these articles on our website. And, we've talked about restaurants with a view. We've talked about these unique dining experiences like the Mayfair Supper Club, which supper clubs, like you mentioned, are making this huge return here in Las Vegas. And by the way, if you don't know, that's where our show emanates from. Just letting you know while we're talking about it. And now we're going to talk more about the classic romantic restaurants here that we have. We have so many, and we have some that go way back. I mean, Vegas doesn't go super far back, but like to the 40s, 50s, places that like Sinatra and Elvis and Muhammad Ali and people, celebrities, the big names and players of that time, even gangsters.
Yeah.
Bugsy Siegel, these guys, the guys who built Las Vegas and really put it on the map back in the day, where they dined. And a lot of these operations are still open and serving the public still to this day. But let's kick it off at this nice little fusion restaurant. And Vegas, I think, is wonderful because of the fusion that they're not afraid to do. And you'll find Mexican Thai places and like all kinds of different things. But this one is more classic. It's Italian mixed in with a classic steakhouse vibe and a feel. And it's called Andiamo.
Yeah. And it's in the D Hotel and Casino, which is downtown by Fremont.
So we're off the strip.
We're off the strip. Yeah. So this is old school Vegas, this area. Andiamo has that feel. It has those kind of rounded booths and dark woods and the low intimate lighting, and you just walk in there and it just feels like cozy and romantic. So yeah, I mean, it just kind of, it's one of those places that you walk in and obviously people are not there like having a party, you're there for.
You guys didn't get to see her raise the roof there. Wow.
I just dated myself. I know. Oof. But I mean, it just has that romantic feel.
So, if you've ever wanted to feel warm and cozy, I never understood that about restaurants. They're like, it's warm and it's cozy and inviting. Like, what? Am I going to sleep here?
I think it means me and you cozying up to each other.
Oh, well, there you go, fellas. There you go. You want your chick to feel warm and cozy, your spouse, your partner, whoever. There you go. I don't know. There's another one that's also a very famous chef. Headlines, and I'm going to butcher his name. Joel Robuchon? Is it Robuchon?
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
Okay. But I've been around for years. And this is one I have not been to.
Right.
But it's at the top of so many lists that I feel like I'm missing out, that I guess we need to go here.
Yeah, and he has a few different restaurants, but this one particular is named for him, and it has 3 Michelin stars.
Ooh.
So, I mean, Vegas does have a good handful of restaurants with Michelin stars, but this one I think is up there. It's a French restaurant, so you are looking at French cuisine, but it is a very romantic setting. So, this is going to be your...
Where's this one out? There you go.
Yeah, good.
Good. Vegas.
Yeah, on the strip.
Okay. All right. Well, you figured that out. Wow. Totally called her out on it.
Thank you.
Well, because we've never been.
Yeah.
We have not been to this one. This goes by, you look at, if you're a person that looks at reviews, I always take reviews with a grain of salt. Some people, if they have the slightest inconvenience, will go and give a place 1 star. They didn't bring me butter, and like give them 1 star while everything else was perfect.
It's an MGM Grand, by the way.
But if you look at the reviews, this is a very highly rated, and you talk about Michelin stars, and just the food is going to be phenomenal. Again, in a city that has so many great restaurants, this is going to be something that sets itself apart.
Yeah.
Much like Javier's, the next place we're going to mention.
So, a lot of people probably don't think Mexican food on the strip, because this restaurant is in the Aria, which I love the Aria too. It's one of those that it just has a kind of a really nice upscale feel to it. But this restaurant actually sits on the casino floor. So you're thinking, that does not seem romantic at all. But you haven't seen this restaurant. I love it. I love all the different arched ceilings and the little alcoves of the booths and stuff. And I love Mexican food. So I'm all for romantic Mexican dinner for Valentine's Day or my anniversary, wink, wink, or, just a Friday night out with the two of us. But I haven't seen anything else that looks like this restaurant on the Strip anywhere. It just has a different feel to it.
Yeah, and that's what this is all about, talking about these unique experiences you're not going to find anywhere else. And, we mentioned these classic restaurants a little bit earlier. And one of the, I guess, most classic steakhouses is the Golden Steer. The Golden Steer opened in 1958, right at the boom of the Rat Pack. And Elvis was just about to do his thing here in Vegas. And, Sinatra, Ali, they all have pictures on the wall there of being at this place. And it's in, of course, a nondescript little shopping center mall because Vegas grew up around it. But it's been here for 65 years. It's on so many traveler's choice destinations. I know it's in Open Table's top 100 restaurants in the world.
Really? I didn't know that.
For the last couple of years. Diner's Choice, Traveler's Choice Awards. The Golden Steer is classic Vegas. Yes, you need reservations. Because if you don't, you just try to walk up, you're going to be standing in that line for a while, but people do it. But it's, of course, Golden Steer, it's known for its meat options.
It's steaks.
King crab cocktails and, things of that nature. So come hungry because you're going to get those old school portions as well.
Another one that's that like classic steakhouse but has a romantic feel is Oscar's Steakhouse.
Ooh, Oscar's.
It's in the plaza. The plaza has a dome on the top of it, and Oscar's is the restaurant that the dome is over. So again, you get these really cool views because there's basically no ceiling. And steakhouses are always a good idea. I think we love red meat here, but it's that classic steakhouse, but it still is a nice intimate setting to go to on a date night.
Oscar's is named after one of Las Vegas's former mayors, Oscar Goodman, whose wife is currently the mayor of Las Vegas, and he is a former mob attorney. He is old school Vegas himself. He is living history. Really, Oscar Goodman is. And this is a restaurant named after him. And, oftentimes you're eating, you're going to see Oscar walk in.
Yeah. And
because he loves the place and it's just got that feel. Man, it is old school. Even though it sits, where it sits, in downtown, that's that old school feel, man. And there's not too many other places like it if you want traditional Las Vegas. And then, finally, we were talking about
Binion's.
Binion's.
Yep.
Binion's Steakhouse, of course, in Binion's.
Yeah. Again, downtown, old Las Vegas, because Las Vegas didn't start on the Strip. I think a lot of people assume that's the original Las Vegas, and no, downtown.
It started downtown. Yeah.
That's the Vegas of old. I don't know how to say it, but that's the original Las Vegas as we know it. And the Strip is the newer part. So when we're talking about these places downtown on Fremont, that's the original Las Vegas restaurants and casinos and hotels. And you can even go in some of these places and see some of the old slot machines behind, like on display. It's just really neat to go down there and see these. And Binion's is one of those original hotel and casinos.
And people may wonder, why all the steakhouses? Why did old Vegas? Vegas was a ranching town. Vegas, and pretty much a lot of the area outside of the Strip is still ranching town. A lot of cowboys around here, man. It may not seem like it, but that cowboy cattle money goes deep. So thank you so much for, I don't know how to explain that.
Weird transition.
Romance Vegas style. It's an unscaled travel show. We'll see you next time.